And what is the leftover of the risk? You go and get insured. Pay insurance for that. For the risk you cannot manage. Rule number three, invest in IT. That has to do many things. Firewalls, intrusion detection systems, antivirus, spam filtering, log file keeping, system monitoring, data leakage prevention. The people who don't need USB sticks, don't let them have USB sticks. People who don't need to have access to cloud services, don't let them have access to cloud services. Make a plan of who is who should access what, and put your IT department to be GDPR sensitive, discuss with them, make them part of the team. Rule number 4. For me, one of the most important parts of GDPR. Less is wise, GDPR wise. You have to take down and put down on a plan what you do for a living as a core business. For example, you need, if you have me as a customer, you need my name, my date of birth for specific reasons, and some kind of data as well. Examine whether you need the color of my hair. If you don't need it, let it away. The more data you have, the more you increase the risk. And when the more you increase the risk, means the fine goes up. And it's always relative. If they gave for a particular trespassing of the law, 10,000 euros, for example, for a particular thing, if the DPA thinks that your fault was greater than that, they will give you 12. And the more they give fines, the more the fines will increase. Let's summarize. 1, start with personnel. Define procedures and prepare. Invest in IT, and less is wise. Let's go on what is this conference about. Data exchange between EU and other countries. What happens when an Asian company wants to deal with an EU company or vice versa? It's all in Articles 44 and 50. No safeguards, restriction, or formalities apply when transferring data between EU member states, the European Economic Area, it's not only the EU but also some other countries in Europe, and third countries or international organizations that are recognized from the European Union that have adequate level of protection. Oh, so if we are in this list, then we don't have a problem. We don't have a problem. We can do it without authorization, but we need to keep some measures and precautions. The list is this one. At the time we speak. 13. Japan is one of them. Adequacy talks are ongoing as we speak with South Korea. South Korea is going to be in the list. Day to day, next month. I don't know, I'm not the European Union, but it's going to be updated on the list. Unfortunately, China is not in. And other countries of the Asian part are not in. So what happens? Technographia, for example, is in Greece, in Cyprus. Both countries are in the EU. They do business with an Asian country, with an Asian company that has its offices, its headquarters, not in the list. What happens? Is this prohibited? Can we do something? Is authorization required? Article 45, paragraph 1. You have to ensure an adequate level of protection. As long as your country is in the list. You cannot do it if you don't, but you need to provide the necessary proof that you protect and ensure that the data subject rights, remember the 8 we said in the beginning, are preserved and well protected. This means you have to put down papers regarding your IT infrastructures, not details, but how you deal with data. For example, we're encrypting hard disks. We're having a backup policy of taking a backup out of the company day by day. Put them on papers. If you have an ISO 27001, that's fine. It's good to have. Doesn't give you compliance, it's a good thing to have. This means that data transfer is legit if the controller or processor exporting the data has the appropriate safeguards. So Technografia has to have the appropriate safeguards as well. It's not only the Asian country, the Asian company. And the important part, the Asian company, has to have all the necessary proof that it can handle and protect those data. Those, as papers, have to be ready at any time someone calls for action regarding and refers to the GDPR for that. Appropriate safeguards. Binding corporate rules, internal codes of conduct regarding multinational companies. Standard contractual clauses adopted by the EU or by a national supervisory authority and approved by the EC. This is what I told you in the beginning. You have a contract. Put an annex. Define who is the data controller, who is the data processor. It takes most of the risk out of it, because you define who is who and who has the risk. In this annex, put down what you do exactly. Because if your employer comes and tells you that I had a breach and you're responsible, and the way the breach was done was not somehow similar or referred to what you do for him, and that's contracted, then you're not to blame. Be very, very careful with that. It's not only a law issue. A lawyer will not write what you do. He's not part of your business, he's not working with you. You have to tell him. You have to explain him